Hello guys, welcome back to Prof. Language YouTube channel. So I've brought a new title that can be able to help us be able to grab the concept of all of our videos, and that concept is government made easy. So today I want to focus on two systems of government, and they are called the Republican government and Monarchy system of government. So I want us to be able to do these two topics together. Why? Because these topics are words and opposites. If you can understand this, you can have the same mindset to understand this. But to get this now, first of all, if you have to define these topics in any of our exam setting or test or thereabouts, you should know that these topics are system of governments. And definitely we also have concentration of government power. So if you can be able to do this, use these two bullet points to define any of these topics, you are going to get your answer. Let's go. Now we can define Republican government as a system of government whereby the powers of the government are concentrated on a president, or whereby the powers of the government are headed and controlled by a president. Now, using Republican, we are referring to a particular country that is ruled, controlled, headed, supervised by a president. Now, we cannot define a monarchy system of government as a system of government whereby the powers of the government, the powers of the state, is concentrated on a monarch. So the monarch can be a king, can be a queen, can be an emperor, or can be an empress. So a system of government is controlled by a king, queen, emperor, and empress is called a monarchy system of government. A system of government is controlled by a president, so as it was a republican system of government. In Nigeria, currently, we are practicing a republican system of government. Why? Because we are being headed by a president. It should be noted that Nigeria gained a republic in 1963, to be precise, October 1st, 1963. During this year, that was when the person of Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe became Nigerian first president. That's because we have attained our full independence. A republican state is a state that has absolute sovereignty, that is free from internal and external dominance and control. While a state that is headed by a monarch, so in the monarch now can be a king, can be a queen, can be an emperor, can be an empress. Example now, Britain is currently practicing monarchy system of government. Why? Because currently we have the person of King Charles I as the ruler of the Great Britain. Now, Nigeria as a country also practice system of governments, but rather at the local level. Why? Because in our villages, we have the king, queen as the head of the villages. Now, with that in mind, now what can be the futures of this system of government? So, one, we have here control. So, the system is controlled by a president who is in charge of all the activities in the state. So here too, we're also going to have control. The system is governed and controlled by a monarch who is a king, queen, emperor, or an empress. So over here, we are going to have decentralization. Then here, since I want the opposite, we are going to have centralization. Now, this means that the powers of the government now are shared among the federal governments, state governments, and local governments. Why this year? It means that the powers of the governments are only fused on the central government. The central government now is now the monarch who is the head of the country. Okay, so show to the next one. Over here, we are going to have separation of power, and here we are going to have fusion of power. So earlier on, I said that if you can be able to understand this topic, you can use that same idea to understand this topic. Why? Because they are rares and opposites. So what I've been doing so far so good, try to figure out where the opposite of the two systems of government. Now this means that the powers of the government should be shared among the arms of government, the three arms of government. They should focus on their duties respectively and not do the function of each other. That will call separation of power. Why separation of power means that the executive can perform the work of the legislative and also the work of the judiciary. So the parts of the government are not separated, but they are fused, they are put in a particular organ of government. And most times, the monarch usually control all the activities in the state. So here, we are going to have what we call a periodic election. Then here we are going to have what we call hereditary. So here it means that the president is elected periodically in the country. This means that an election is done at a particular period of time as stated in the constitution. For example, in Nigeria now, normally conduct a periodic election for the post of the president for every 4 years. Now it means that another 1 year that you have fixed tenure in office or fixed term in office. Now this election is not every 4 years. Now this fixed tenure in office means that the president has a fixed time in office. He can only go for 2 terms, and 1 term is 4 years. So 4 times 2, you are going to have 8 years. After 8 years, he cannot go again for the post of a president. Perhaps he can contest for other government positions, but not for the post of a president. But here, what we call what? Hereditary government. The lineage, the kingship position normally passed down from the king to his successor, who is usually and most times his son, who is the crown prince. So here is what we call an hereditary government. A government that is based on lineage, on family background. So if the king now does not have a crown prince, the next person in power can be the son to his brother. It must be from one of their lineage. Then since we have here, we have fixed tenure of office. Here there is no fixed tenure in office. Why? Because as long as the king is alive, nobody can remove him from office unless there's an internal strife or a coup d'etat that happened that killed him and all of his lineage from office and from power. They will start a new lineage of governance. Or if the king dies, automatically his crown prince become the president. So what I've done here, I've looked to define a republican government, I've defined a monarchy system of government. I've placed down the features of this and the features of this. For the various students now, you might be asked to talk about the merits and the merits of both of the topics. If you are doing JAM and post-JAM, just have to get all this into your head for you to be able to easily assimilate what I've said here today. If you're new to our channel, you're very welcome to the family. Do well to continue to subscribe and support the brand, and God bless you for that. So the merit of this now and the merit of this is kind of easy. The word here merit means advantage. The word here demerit means disadvantage. In other words, the merit of this can be the good side. The merit of it can be the bad side. So the merit of this, if you can be able to put it well, can be the merit of this. Now the merit of this, if you can put it can be the word is the merit of this. And let's see if that can happen. So let's see the merits of a republican government. So here we can have human rights in the sense that the rights of the people can be safeguarded in the country. Why? Because the people are the ones that have the power to choose a government from office and remove such government from office. So government will do everything possible to be able to what? Protect the rights of the people for them to receive legitimacy. Now, let's look at the merits of monarchy system of government. Now, this system of government can lead to autocratic governments, let me write this way, can lead to autocratic governments or a dictatorship government. Now, since the powers of the government are fused on just one person, the person can start ruling the people without their consent. He can change the constitution to satisfy his own demand and will in the state. Hence, the right of the people in the monarchy system of government can be easily denied or violated in the country. Why? Because the monarch himself, his words are laws and they are final. So I've been able to bring out the merits of this. So take note, the merit of this can be the merit of this. You can be able to what? Put it where in a nice way. The demerit of this can be the merit of this. You can be able to what? Define it. Before I forget, monarchy has two types. So there are two types of monarchy. So if I clean this part, I'm going to write here types of monarchy. So there are two types, and the types are: one, we have the absolute monarchy and constitutional monarch. Now, absolute monarch, now the monarch has unrestricted and limitless power in the country. Nobody can be able to control the monarch. It does not go with the laws of the land. In fact, he himself is law. Is above the law. His words are law. His actions too are laws. For example, now the emir in the old Hausa/Fulani administration is an absolute monarch. His yes are his yes. His no is also no. Nobody can be able to debunk or argue his power in the society. Why constitutional monarch now? This monarch must obey and abide with the laws of the land. That's why it is called constitutional monarch. King Charles of England is a what? Constitutional monarch. He must abide with the laws of the land. The old Oyo administration, the Alaafin, is a what? A constitutional monarch. Why? Because if he's not careful, if he goes against the laws of the land, he will be impeached by the Oyo Mercy and the Basho. So guys, I've been able to dismantle these two topics, and I want to believe that by now we have been able to understand every detail on Republican government and all details on monarchy system of government. If you have found this video useful, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and tell us your view about this video in the comment section. See you guys in the next video.